Hey, what's up, fellow gamers? BC from A7 Video, of course, here to talk to you today in our game rant about this whole virtual reality phenomenon that's going on. We got the Oculus Rift, we got the Morpheus over on Sony, we got whatever device Microsoft was talking about that I can't remember the name of, but I'm not really here to talk to you about the specific platforms that VR is going to run on. I'm here to give you why VR doesn't really mean a whole lot to me. So, a lot of criticisms out there. VR is going to cost too much. VR has been tried before and it's failed. And VR this, VR that. Well, VR is, and then you get the other side, is VR is going to be excellent and immersive and all these different things. And now Facebook buys Oculus. So now there's all these other implications for it that aren't gaming related, which is where I think they're actually going to have the most success with it, in my personal opinion. But the reason why VR doesn't work for me isn't so much that it's been tried before and failed, because a lot of times you'll hear the counterpoint to that is, well, the tech really wasn't there. And if you've seen the lawnmower man, yeah, the tech wasn't there back in the day to really create a real immersive environment, and the gadgetry that you needed to make that stuff work back in the day wasn't something as simple as a headset and a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One or whatever console of choice you have. It wasn't that simple. But I guess for me, part of it boils down to the types of games I like to play. So it should go without saying, if you're a regular on this channel, that my #1 favorite type of game is RPGs. Right? Got it. #2 would be tactical shooters. So more Rainbow Six, more Battlefield, more special, not Spec Ops, but the game Codemasters did before they did Operation Flashpoint. Delta Force. It's always been more kind of my speed than the Call of Duties. I even will delve into Battlefield. That's kind of like my happy medium between Call of Duty and really tactical shooters, where I just want to go to have like an arcadey experience. Call of Duty's never really been a big thing for me. I'll play it with friends and that's fun, but it's usually boring after a couple of matches for me. But I'm not here to talk just about that. But so with that being my thing, I don't think virtual reality really lends itself well to the way RPGs work. Now, if you grew up, say, in the PS1 generation and one of the RPGs you may have played was Kingsfield, then and if that was your thing, like I had a friend of mine from growing up oh man, not from growing up, I went to school with him. He loved Kingsfield. Like, he used to always be playing it when I'd come over to his house. I think VR could work in that regard. I think it could work in a Skyrim or an Elder Scrolls environment, but I'm not playing the RPG because I really want to walk around pretending to swing a sword at stuff. Like, I don't get any enjoyment. Like, look, I work out 6 days a week, all right? I weight train really hard. I do a lot of physical activity. I really don't need that in my video games. I don't need to jump around. I don't need to flail my arms around to make a sword move. And granted, part of it may be controlled with just a regular gamepad controller, and that whole argument goes out the window. But again, the way I like to play my RPGs, you guys know I mostly like kind of those Euro-developed open world RPGs, and I like to have a mix of Japanese RPGs. And that's kind of my thing. That's where I spend the most of my time as a gamer and what I like the most. I like sandbox games too, like Saints Row 4. If you guys watched our playthrough of that with me and P.Rick, but I don't really want to do that in a virtual environment. I don't want to, what would I do, run and jump, or would I have the controller and look around while I'm moving? Like, I don't see the application adding any value to the experience for the games I like to play. Now, the one arena that I think virtual reality could help improve, that I've always complained about in first-person shooters, is that it can give me, if it works. Now, I've never used the headset. I've never done it, so I may be speaking out of class here or speaking out of school here, or I may just be wrong, so feel free to correct me if I am. But if it's a 360-degree thing, I have to imagine that the screen comes somewhere like right around here. And the implication there is that I'd have peripheral vision. So when I'm, as a person who, and another reason why I don't play Call of Duty is because I've been in actual combat, and a lot of times I can't adjust to this running gun style of fighting that's not really realistic for the way you would actually carry out, a combat patrol. But, when I'm trying to be all tactical and look around in my environment and make sure I've got eyes on my sectors of fire, whatever the case may be, I can't see what's coming to the left or right. I remember playing Halo 2 back in the day, just getting blasted from the side. And I'm like, well, I couldn't see the dude because I didn't turn my controller to look that way. But if I had some type of peripheral vision, I would be able to see movement over here and be able to react to that contact and make things happen. That's one application where I think virtual reality would add value to my gaming experience. I just don't know if that particular thing is enough to sell me on a completely new peripheral that, let's face it, that thing's going to cost over $100. It has to, for the tech that's in there. I don't know if that one thing, like if it just makes Battlefield 5 better, I don't know that that's a seller for me. And then there's Madden. I'm not going to get anything out of playing Madden in 3D. I'm watching it from a bird's eye view to begin with. So that's why, you know, I don't criticize it so much for its failings in the past. I don't criticize it saying that the tech is not up to snuff. I think it probably is. Now, one of the things that could probably benefit from it are games like Gone Home, where the whole point is to immerse you in this, you know, virtual world where you're walking around and finding clues to this thing that's going on. And storytelling can be delivered in very, I think, interesting ways for games like that. I don't spend a lot of time playing those games. I usually only play them, those types of games, if it's for review purposes, because I know it's a popular game and folks on the channel may want to hear what I have to say about it. Gone Home would be a perfect example of that. I didn't play that out of any strong desire, outside of a general curiosity to see what everybody was screaming about, why this game was so awesome. But, you know, I got to the end of it and said, you know, I probably could have watched that on YouTube and been almost as satisfied as playing the game. But that's me. I don't really get into those games. So for me, the virtual reality phenomenon, I think where they're going to have the most success, as I alluded to earlier, is with this whole Facebook acquisition and its uses in other fields besides playing games. Now, I don't think those fields will translate into my home. I can't see me walking around with a virtual headset on doing anything in my house or with my kids or my family that requires a virtual reality headset. But I think there's implications for training, like flight simulator training. There's implications for medicine, you know, having doctors go through simulations of what they would do like in a surgery or something like that. I think there's a lot of implications in where that ultimately is going to succeed. I think it'll be applied to gaming. I don't think it'll be as big a failure as something like 3D TV, which was pointless. 3D's always sucked. I'm one of the, 20% of human beings can't see 3D and they just get headaches. I'm one of those dudes. And like I go in and out of 3D working when I try to watch it. It's just annoying. But yeah, like the whole concept of it being applied to games is lost on me, even with this kind of thought process that we're going to get new types of games that come out as a result. I just don't see anything really all that awesome that's going to make me want to go out and buy this headset, outside of the fact that, you know, when it happens, I may do it for review purposes to give folks an idea of what they may experience when they play it. But all in all, not really all that fired up about VR. Frankly, I'd rather just sit in front of my TV and play the games that I'm playing. And like I said, I think a lot of that has to do with the types of games I spend most of my time playing don't really lend themselves well to a virtual reality situation, except for maybe the shooters. But again, if shooters being improved is all I'm going to get out of this headset, not worth $100+. So that's my take. Love to hear what you guys and gals out there have to say. Like, are you fired up about VR? Like, is that a thing? Like, is this your first time really seeing it? Because trust me, I've been seeing it since the 90s. So it's like, all right, here we go again for me. But for those of you out there, new or old to it, are you fired up about it? Are you excited about what could possibly happen in the gaming industry as a result of the introduction of this type of peripheral and platform of play? Let us know in the comments, yo. And while you're there, give us a like and a subscribe if you would be so kind. Until next time, friends, this is BC signing off with another game rant in the books. A7 video. We'll see you on the next one. Peace and Godspeed.